great, but we had big problems on the connection and of the cameras. So I'm still learning how to use technologies, which is not very easy, is it? So as I promised during the tweets, we going to talk today. I'm going to talk today about the gamay, which is a largely used French red wine variety and red rosé wine varieties as well. Gamay has got a long history. Lots of people say it might be imported by during the Croissant, during the war between people and the Arabs, Christians, and Muslims mainly. And this kind of grape, which was found to the Balkans, was imported to France, and they used to be a massive, big production grape. During a time where people generally could not drink water, and because water was very bad, so they need to drink wine, and they need a grape which was well adapting to the cold and sometimes humid weather, and was as well producing a lot of big quantity. And this one could be at that time a very good solution for the wine. But well, very quick, people from Burgundy, we're talking about the eastern side of France. They used to pour this gamay a little bit everywhere, and the negociant used to pour gamay from abroad, not even from that region, just to produce, to cut the good wine with the very bad one and to sell as much as possible. So the situation quickly became in France very bad product, very high in quantity production, very low quality. So everywhere, at every level of the society, was not possible to get some good wine. So that's why Philippe Lardy in 1395, if I'm not mistaken, he made a kind of law which was the Loyal Gamay, I think, and where he where it was forbidden to have gamay into the Côte d'Or. I'm trying to show you the map, which is not very easy. As I said, every time I use the wine atlas, which is quite good to show the wines. I'm going to try now. So this is Burgundy, mainly. It's very short one. It's very short one in France. So we are in the eastern, and it's very small place. So imagine that all this place was plenty of gamay, and Philippe Lardy he just abandoned it and was a little bit produced everywhere. Of course, do not look too much at the book, because the book brings out mainly the biggest denomination, but there are vineyards more around and in other places that are not written on this book, which is quite normal. So gamay was produced everywhere. So, but what is gamay? Gamay is a red variety which has got most of the time a white juice inside. So when you press it, there is some white juice that comes out. And if you do not let macerated the gamay with the skin, you may obtain a white wine. That's why they do easily rosé, for example. Another example of red grape, black grape that produces the white juice is the Pinot Noir. That's why you can produce a Champagne Blanc de Noir, because it comes from a red variety, black variety, but produces a white wine. So that's why. So gamay, as I say, is that kind of variety. But there is a variety which is a mutation, a natural mutation of the gamay Joux Blanc that comes from, which is mainly found in the northern part of the Loire. I'm trying back to show you the map as well, but it's, Burgundy was there, so we're talking more about that. And to the Loire, mainly around Orleans and even around Tours, you have this kind of mutation, which today is very small produced. We did a video with Kika Wines few days ago. This guy is called Gamay Bouzy, and they produces a red wine. So it's got a red juice inside. So when you press it, you obtain a gamay that has got a red juice, red wine juice. So this gamay is very rare, and today produced by producer, which I was talking on another video with N.3, which is a vineyards into the center of France, to the Loire Valley, France. But back on this grape, generate, which is very, very fresh, and you produce the very famous Beaujolais Nouveau. Beaujolais Nouveau is the grape that is the wine that after the November 6th, you find a little bit everywhere in France, and even not only in France. It is a wine which is produced with a with the carbonic maceration and fermentation, and with carbonic maceration and with quick fermentation, it gives wine a very easy drink, a very I can say with lots of fruit, and quite rich, enjoyable, and you have to drink, very enjoyable soon, and you have to drink it during 1 year. Most of the time I match with the pizza or something like this, something easy eating and easy drinking as well. So today, as I promise, I always choose, I do not show the label, but I always choose a brand which produces with university some grape varieties with no oak at all, and very easy appreciating. So you have nothing added on the wine that I choose to taste. So just to give it the best idea of the aroma of the wine, and to avoid to give some perfumes and some other things that they come from the aging, from the oak, from other stuff. The cork as well, as I say this all the time, is a plastic cork, but I'm quite used to taste the cork and to smell the cork to see if it's corked or not. So as you can see, the color is very ruby, strong color. It's quite intense color. Why? Because this one has made a long maceration. We're talking about, in that case, a gamay that comes from the Toulouse area, south of Bordeaux. As you can see, there is a little bit everywhere in France of this grape, and the one that comes from this part, from Toulouse, it has got, first of all, a warm weather, and on the other hand, has got very long maceration and not no oak at all. So when you have no oak at all, you may allow to find, I mean, you may find more some red fruits and some very fruity taste into the nose. So as I say, the color is very deep, very rich, very deep, and most of the things is very brilliant on top. When a wine is brilliant on top, it's very important. When you have light on top, it means that you find inside some acidity. When a wine is a little bit on the rubish color, on the purple color, is that it's young. And as much as clear it is, you have most of the time less problem. Of course, if you find something into the wine, which is here, might be with the sediments which they come from aging. This is another stuff, and we're not talking at all about this. We're talking about very young wines. So as I say, consistency is very important. The wine is very thick, and you can see really some purple things that gives the idea that the wine is very young. I think it's 2019. Yes, it is. So on the nose, all the fruits that gamay may give to you, the small red fruits like blackberries, some raspberry, some pomegranate. I have to find out the translation. And even something that reminds a bit of strawberries, which is quite rare to find in wine. As I got a primary, what we call a primary aroma primary, which means that the wine keeps the taste of just the after fermentation. There is almost no aging for this wine, so the wine has really come after the fermentation, has been put into the bottle a little bit at the time to get the stabilization, or just to get a little bit, perhaps to age a little bit with well, of course, with plastic cork doesn't age too much, but just to stay a little bit in the bottle, just to get a stabilization, and then when you drink it, you really feel the beginnings of the aroma that you might find even into the must. That was the word I was looking for. So the nose is quite thin, it's quite elegant, it's not too strong. Gamay will never be as elegant as Pinot Noir, as intense as Cabernet Franc, or as intense as Cabernet Sauvignon. You have to imagine a grape that it might be very interesting, very nice, very enjoyable. It may even age in many cases, but will never be in a competition with other very noble grape, as I said, like Pinot Noir or the others, because Gamay at the end has been, for many centuries, was the bad person into the family, was the can I say the dark luck into the group. So even the selection of the different clones has been always production. Even if some producers have to do a good quality, it has to take a very long time. So you have to take really seriously to get high quality. And many people try to do a good gamay, but it's not as yet as it seems like. And also you have to explain to people that they buy the wine that gamay as maybe more expensive, maybe as good as another grape. So it really needs a long time. So that's why for the moment we do not have the right to taste the great gamay. So the taste. What is always surprising on gamay, you can guess almost in a blind tasting, is that fruity aromas that really reminds the must. It really reminds the grape when you chew it, and on that one, the color very purple, the nose very black fruits, and you really have the idea to chew the grape, and then at the end the mouth, round, very round. All the acidity is well, you feel very low acidity, but there is quite a good acidity. I mean, you feel that at the end, but you do not feel the acidity. So the tannin almost you do not feel that, even of course if you search a little bit you have some tannins. And at the end of the mouth you have the minerality, the saltiness, or everything. But on the beginning you have very round and rich mouth, which is quite nice. You know, if you are somebody that wants a easy drinking wine, you are on the beginning of a wine tasting, red wine tasting, I really suggest it. It's light, never too strong, never too heavy, easy to match with other things, and you know, it's a wine that might be matched a little bit everywhere. So, coming back on taste, it's a wine that is quite elegant. I think that the producer has been really searching to get a good gamay, and the idea of this wine is very interesting. I try to show again where is the Toulouse, just in case we can see the map. You know, we are on the other side of Burgundy, so really on the other hand. And if you compare searching from here, which I was talking before, you know, you are very far away, and so you, as you can see, you know, there is a little bit go through. And we're talking as well about the Loire, which is all over here, where you have some gamay as well. And you know, as you can see, there is a little bit everywhere in the country, so all around the country. The thing that in Loire we're talking about to come in with white juice and with red juice, which is very important. The one with the red juice, the Gamay de Bouzy, I think into the future will make will be something very good, something very difficult to find, and but for the moment is mainly a study rather than a wine that you can find in many other places. As I said, there is the Cuvée Les Cépages Oubliés of an Henri Marionnet producer I talked before. So, as we have seen today, we have been through a grape that has been underestimated for many centuries, because you know Philippe Lardy he chosen well for many situations that we explained before to forbid this grape from the Burgundy. That at that time Burgundy was the how can I say, was the people, especially on the commerce, that were having more influence in Paris. And when you touch Paris in France, you have the national taste. So most of the time, if you have a product and you bring this product to Paris and it is accepted by the people, it becomes the national product. So that's why most of the time you have the Burgundy, which then become famous all over the world, because they, on the beginning, they were appreciated just in Burgundy, and they went to Paris. That was one of the cases. And then you have Bordeaux as well, that 300 years later, so in around at the end of 1600, even 400 years almost, they started a commercial war with wines from Burgundy, and they got Paris. So when you get Paris, you can be all over the country very easy. So as I say, the Gamay is one is very ancient grape. It's not perhaps originally born in France, but it's a grape that has been, you know, first of all banned, then has been cultivated all around the country to people, to avoid that people were drinking water, and the drinking water they were getting sick. So has been all over the country, and And then today is coming back. It's coming back not only on the Beaujolais Nouveau, but it's coming back as well on the good wines. Beaujolais now has got a 9 cru, which are very important cru, and which are wines that they can really age. I think we have to do in the future a video talking about the cru of the Beaujolais. Then you have the gamay Ajou Noir from Ajou Rouge from the Loire Valley, and then you have gamay all over around Toulouse and even south of Bordeaux. There are some documents, which of course are not official, that they talk about the gamay was present, at the, was produced in England, in the south of England, around the epoch of the Wat Tyler Revolution. I don't know the real translation, but I think it's Wat Tyler Revolution. Generally, during starting from the half of the 13th century till the end, perhaps, of the 14th century, gamay was produced in England as well, but there is no official source, so I'll search for it, and I'll search official source, and perhaps we talk more about it. So, well, thanks very much indeed to being with me today. Of course, follow me if you like, and do not hesitate to give me some what do you think about the channel? Give me some comments and to write on the chat what do you think. And of course, I'll the same video that will be soon on YouTube. Thanks very much indeed, and thanks to following me. Thank you.